Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary. 'Cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road.
The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid.
But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A fweet-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
Okay, I couldn't even do the whole 30 seconds of that. That was a token nod to the crafting show hosts who are not in attendance today. Normally it's the crafting show with Cubby and Shoshi. However, neither one of them are able to make it today for very, very glamorous reasons. In fact, our good friend Cubby is at Buffon Clown Academy right now, living it up. Wow, it's like a bougie clown, right? You gotta love that. And then our friend Shoshi has a very high profile audition way out in the California land in Los Angeles.
Wow.
She's gonna be a star.
That's exciting.
I know, but their loss is our game because today we have two new hosts that are totally taking over the world, doing otherwise glamorous stuff. Our dear friend, the Madam Ansa,
That's me.
and our dear friend,
Hello,
Nina.
hello.
Nina Lee.
And then there's me, Mab.
And our beautiful Mab.
And Loon is stalking in the background.
Oh.
Apparently, making friends the hard way. Wow. So, yeah. Did you guys see that show last night?
Yes, it was so good. So good.
See? Reverend Tommy gets it. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Victoria.
So, Victoria, London Fog, yes, you have a good question. Does Two Bar Party have a band camp? Like, if we wanted to share the theme song for people to download, is that a thing?
I think that they do. I have to admit, because it's one of several projects that both of them have. So I know they made a really great CD that you can buy that is full of brilliant songs about things like life inside Skyrim, and it's a really good album. It was actually my idea to use that song on this channel.
It's such a perfect song.
It's so good. It gets stuck in your head. It's awesome.
And it's a bop, right?
It really is.
All right, you guys. Okay, I'm looking at the comments here. I know, right? That is the ultimate challenge. I'm more cute in person. On pen and ink. It's fact. I've tried to draw Loon so many times and just kind of come up with like, oh my god. Well, she's an orc and she's not supposed to be beautiful, but she's adorable. Look at that.
She's so cute.
Adorkable. I mean,
adorable. And yes, well, maybe. If I don't know, we haven't decided where Loon sent Varus yet. So if you haven't caught the show, there may be spoilers today.
If you haven't, definitely go back and watch the replay if you haven't.
Yeah.
So you can catch up for next week.
Things happened again. Pretty fun and interesting things happened. Things like we were on a mission to help save Varus from his evil self, and he tried to stop us with a bunch of bees in suits of armor. If Paulo is there, I think I remember one of your offspring discussing this concept.
Yes.
And I said, you're a monster to your child.
That's a Zip Flash original.
Yeah.
He actually plays a character who is a sentient suit of armor that's full of bees, and it doesn't know that it's not a regular person. It just walks around dripping bees and honey, named Lord Bisbee. And so Lord Bisbee was the inspiration for that whole business.
Oh my gosh.
Can I ask a question about last night? Because I literally watched the first half at the gym where I didn't have audio. So I was by the comments. So Kitty was there as some sort of like ethereal or mer person or something at the beginning, and then she was gone by the time I got back to my house. So did she fall down a well or get apparated away, or did she just lose signal? Like, was it part of the plan?
Was not part of the plan. And Michigan Ren Fair, where she's staying, the site lost power. And then the cell phone towers went down.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So she, we were making jokes when she started having connection issues and that she was like touching the things she shouldn't and then blinking out and then blinking back. But then she never came back. And then it was a bad time. It was a very bad time. Not that she was supposed to survive the adventure anyway, but here we are being confronted by a super high level paladin fighter, basically a murder stab kill machine with a vengeance for loan. And
Here's your number.
And then our fighter defense was gone. So that kind of woof. Thanks for looking that up, Victoria. Thank you. Uh-oh. So today I'm making buttons for Hobbits for Harris buttons.
Oh, fun. How do you like your new button machine?
It's okay until I put in a
cute.
I got it out. I accidentally put 2 of the little backs in, and then it stuck, and I was like, oh no. Breaking things, I am breaking things.
I'm really good at that.
So, yes. What are you working on there, Nina?
I am making my second tarot card deck holder.
Ooh.
Oh,
so this is my first one.
Whoa.
And
I should get one of those.
I may or may not have one in the works for Miss Matamonsa.
Oh, great.
The template that I started with is a standard deck size, and so luckily I have an awesome 3D printer guy who I'm married to, who made me a kind of like essentially like a fake tarot deck. It's like a block, and to be the size of this
beautiful
deck. So
thanks.
We so that one is in the works as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
So much fun.
I have questions for you guys who are hip to merchy things and the wide world of making things in the modern era. I'm so analog. I'm like, I cut things out of potatoes, and then I'm stunned to find out that people do things with lasers. But before I get to that, I want to say that Shoshi, for those of you that see Shoshi on this show, you know, we are, of course, old friends. Mab and I used to tour with her long ago with Paulo. Like, we go way, way back. So Paulo's and my kids have known Shoshi since they were little, and she was always that cool aunt. So, you know, she goes off to LA to go do LA cool kid movie Hollywood stuff or whatever. And Kalis is like, oh, that's one of our kids. He's like, I think I saw Shoshi. I was watching this little indie film about a really mean and scary stepmother. And then I realized she looked really familiar, and it scared me. I didn't know she could be that mean.
That's hilarious.
That's so funny, because Shoshi, we all know, is the nicest human thing out there.
But she did manage the, like, you know, long neck giant, like you can see all the way around my eyes, like the scary stepmother eyes. Like, and you know, the kids, he was scared to death. And I was like, that is actually her, but she is acting. So
acting.
My God,
that
man,
just shows you that she's good at her job.
Right?
Yeah, right.
She's that believable. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks again, Victorian London Park, for looking that stuff up. Appreciate that. Yes. Like I said, I figured the Two Bard Party guys, they also Rowan from Two Bard Party does all of his his like intergalactic sea shanties project. As everybody probably knows, he was in Spamalot on Broadway and so forth. He's got a great voice, and I'm sure he's like super trained in music as well as being just talented. So he does all of that, whatever that cool project is called, but it goes to Fringe festivals and stuff. And then Randall the Piper also performs as a solo.
That's it. I couldn't think of the name of the other guy.
It's only because I had to think Rowan and Randall were charming and hearty. So I literally had to call back to the song to remember, you know, everybody's names. Because of course I think of Rowan as Archimedes.
And, yeah, right. So Rowan was on our channel.
Oh, yeah.
Archimedes, who was an artificer that was so awkward. It was adorable.
Well, yes, and actually his destiny was tied in with Cubby's character too, because because Archimedes is the artificer who could not score, and he got mistaken for Cubby's, you know, love hungry Montalban guy at a party, and it was with the succubus situation. It was actually pretty hilarious. So
all right, let's flesh this out for Victoria London Fog for reasons. So imagine the dorkiest guy going to a costume party and accidentally wearing the same exact costume as a overly sensual vampire guy. And the overly sensual vampire guy put out an ad for random encounters. Let's meet up and just have faceless.
I'll be dressed like this.
I'll be dressed like this, and let's have crazy, mad, monkey, faceless sex all night. And so Archimedes goes to the party wearing the same costume as this vampire dude. That is all I will say.
That's incredible.
Fill in the blanks. I
Fill in the
fan fiction on my desk.
Bringing people together or not, depending how it plays out. So, yeah, it was really cute. That it was one of those moments when, like, you know, Shoshi is an actual actor. You know, Cubby is an actual actor. Rowan is an actual actor. Some of us just act like ourselves or act like we are performing in our jobs. But like I am not an actor. I really am pretty much myself in a variety of hats because they're all me. Whereas, like, you know, Rowan can actually become a different person through the study of theater. You know, as can Shoshi. And so, oh yes, thank you. Share the Halloween special. Oh yeah, the date you put out this dating video. Oh, Cubby did. Yeah. Anyway,
so I'm not gonna make you make the fan fiction happen. I'm just saying, if you had fun writing the vampire Montebello Count Montalban, there's more to him. Yeah. I'll see about sharing the link in a hot seckaroo. So yeah, that happened. Cubby, man.
Yeah. There aren't these real actors making the rest of us look like the vaudeville hats we are. By we, I mean me, really. I'm the only one. I'm, you know, not an actor.
Hello, Evermore.
Hello, lally ho, y'all.
Hi.
So my materials question. So I have this. You know, Krampus season is fast upon us, and honestly, I've been so swamped this whole year. I really haven't had any bandwidth for it, and now I really need to make it all happen in the next month because if I'm going to have anything in my hands, you know, 2 months from now to sell, I need to do it now. And so what are the options? You know what I do when it comes to like that sort of cut paper vibe. Yep. What are my options as far as like making holiday ornaments?
I got you, boo.
I figured between the two of you would know all of the like, wood burning, laser blasting.
Yep, you cut it out. Send me the thing. I will make an SVG out of that bitch. And I will laser eat. But
like, what does that mean? Like, out of it comes cut out of wood. It comes cut out of wood, resin. Yeah. I don't know.
The other thing you could do is acrylic. I got. Let's see. So something that I saw. I haven't like actually started trying it yet, but I got some holographic acrylic. So what I've seen is you cut the acrylic in the shape of like whatever your ornament's going to be, and then you cut out the wood piece to put on top. And then like when you hang it up and the light shines through, it's like a really pretty, like something, but right. So, but you could get any color. So you could get red, like just a red acrylic, and then do your Krampus, whatever your design is, on top of it, and it could be a little ornament.
So are you telling me that it would be like, let's imagine this is the shape. It's a scrunchy donut. So you get the scrunchy donut cut out of the wood with your laser, and then you adhese the also cut out vinyl or acrylic or whatever on top. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the wood piece would like, obviously you'd want to have some pieces cut out, like if it was like, it said a Krampus or had a Krampus head or whatever you wanted it to be, so that it shows through to that red or that whatever color of acrylic. And then Yeah, so that's an option.
Oh,
and then you could always paint the wood before, like Mab, before she lasers it, could paint it, you know, black or green or whatever.
Or
to put it
after,
on
if
top.
you want to, I laser it and I send it back to you, and you want to paint it up.
That's
Right,
true.
right.
That's true too.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, we've got
just-
this in addition to my usual Christmas stuff, we've got this thing in Buena Vista, California, and I'm psyched about that, but I'm definitely not flying cases of Krampus glasses or anything with me, you know, like
Yeah.
anything I bring for that needs to be pretty compact. And so I'm trying to imagine what is compact, like flat ornaments and stuff.
So this
Absolutely.
brings me another thing. If it's a very simple, quick, and dirty, without a whole lot of weeding involved, weeding means pulling out all the little bits. I think a vinyl on top of a clear glass ornament would be really pretty.
Yeah.
That's what, Victoria just said as well. The vinyl, in all sorts of colors, which I guess I'm just in like a hollow moment, but literally vinyl I have right here is a hollow. Obviously, you can get like 50,000 colors. I just happen to be very hollow right now.
Hard same, girl. Hard same.
Love it. Oh, yes.
I'll be right back.
Love
There's somebody at the door.
Oh.
You tell them I'm not here, okay? If it's Boris, I'm not here.
No one's here. But yeah, vinyl would actually be an option too.
Girls got options. So
Oh yeah. Between me and you, Mab, girl.
I know, girl.
What do we not have?
I don't have a 3D printer. So I just saw this thing for leather work. Somebody 3D printed custom stamps. Do you guys do that yet?
I have talked to, so Justin's tried it one time, just because he's still got to figure out all the things. But yes,
Nice.
I don't think I have it on me. But yeah, he had cut out the something for it, but a stamp that I could essentially put on my leather and tool it out, you know.
Right.
So yeah, we could totally do that.
Yeah. So we could make a Nat 21 leather tooling stamp, and then just have pouches with the Nat 21 logo on it. Very simple,
I love it.
You stitched, nothing too fancy.
No, but I can do a real easy and also
the drawstring one too. The drawstring with the little flap. Yep.
We could totally put the Nat 21 on that. Absolutely. Or like even let's see. Let me get in my box of bag of things.
See, Nina, this is why I love having you. Because you and me, we get in the same place and we're all like, we can.
I have so many ideas. Something like this, even.
Exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yep, Nat 21. It has our, you can put it on your belt. That would be great. And then, of course, my little baby pouches that we could do as well.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of too, like the really simple drawstring single piece.
Because we could even leave the rest. I could do obviously this, and we could put the Nat 21 right here. That would be so cute. We could do that. I mean, if you want to do some Nat 21 stuff, we could do sword frogs with the Nat 21 on there. I mean, we can Nat 21 it up, girl. Listen.
Yes. Aw. So a couple from the comments here. We got Victoria London Fog has a applique that's coming off. Is it it's the iron-on thing, I think?
Oh, HTV. Yeah.
And then
after a while.
Yeah. And then
that just means that they're used and they're loved. So
exactly.
But yeah, we can definitely do something that like the stamp or whatever, that's really not a way to rub it off.
Exactly. And then Reverend Tommy, Archie was the first to get what? Get what? I gotta know. Don't freaking leave me hanging. Reverend Tommy is another little maker person.
Yes.
Is going to town right now.
We have the craftiest people at Nat 21, let me tell you.
See, this is what I was just reflecting on. One of the things that I really like about this group, this team, this cadre is the way we have this awesome dialogue with our fans and the people on our channel that encourages creativity more than any other channel I've seen out there. Like usually it's just showing off what we're doing and like talking while we're doing stuff, but here it's like, hey, what's a good idea? Let's do that. Hey, how do you do that? Blah blah blah. So yeah.
The fact that whenever I was the one, I can't remember what night it was, but I had done a live stream on my own, just doing the leather and stuff. Yeah. And it was just so awesome because it's like so many other people do it, but everybody was just giving me tips and advice and like all that. It was just so great because I was like, even though all of y'all or some of y'all could probably do the exact same thing I'm doing, you're still watching, you're still helping, you're still engaging. Like, it's just so wonderful. I love our little community so much.
God, me too, you guys. Thank you, Reverend.
So happy.
Archie was in fact Archimedes, aka Archie, was the first to get jammed, which is now so for the newer fans of the show. Thank you, Dr. Andy. You get it. Jammed is Margaret, aka Small from Barely Balanced, who was from the committee, which is very, very evil group. And she was part of our party and so sweet and from Minnesota kind of thing. She talked like
oh, I love it.
Gosh darn Jan, I loved it to death. And she gets the magic item and then she murdered Archie, a fellow party member. And took the magic item. She was out of there.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh,
so
poor Archie.
You got jammed.
Oh, poor Archie got jammed.
And anytime jammed, you got jammed is now our phrase for betrayal.
Oh yeah. You got jammed. But I hear it like you got mail.
Yeah, exactly.
Those of us that were around.
You got jammed.
Like Parks and Rec, you got jammed.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
But you got jammed. That's a double jam.
Should we make a graphic saying you got jammed?
Yeah, we should.
Do we not have one? Shocked.
Not that I know of in our arsenal yet, but it can be done very quickly.
Awesome. You are welcome. And I think you are crafty because writing is definitely a craft.
Writing is like that's one of those things that's like I really commend people for how well they can write. I'm such a really awesome talent that is not something that I possess.
Right. Well, I always say I didn't spend my points on that.
Oh, I like it. Yes. Yes.
I wanted to level up in something else instead.
I would have liked to have leveled up in terms of just being taller, to be perfectly honest, but I just really didn't. I'm like the shortest person in my immediate family.
I am as well. Sitting over here at my 5'4".
Yeah, exactly. Here I am, 5'4".
Yep.
Just wear tall hats, tall boots.
5'3".
5'3". Programming. Oh, programming, Andy. That's awesome. That's a whole other ball field as well.
Yeah. You're not a stranger.
5'4" club, Victoria.
Hey man, I used to be 5'4".
Did you grow?
No, I shrank.
Oh, that happens too.
Yeah, it does. My mother was 5'3", and when I got to be 5'4", my mother used to say she was going to beat me on the head until I shrank an inch. Because I was the only one not taller than her in my family. My mom ended up being 5 feet at the end of her life.
Yeah. So. My sister, one of my sisters is 5'10". I think the other one's 5'11". My brother's 6'1". My dad's 6, but like, my mom is like 5'5" or so. So, I mean, she's not much over me, but yeah, Just stopped.
Okay, Dr. Andy, let's have a conversation. I need to talk about this. I saw this last night. For those of you who are not aware, I am a code monkey, and so is Nina. And I was watching this thing about AI and code. Now, I use AI for coding purposes. It's great for auto completing. It's great for writing auto code for things that are so
There
common.
are some benefits to it for sure.
So that is, I think AI and code are great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're saying you don't know how to program. I saw a thing last night talking about how the code of the future is going to be plain English because of this AI. And I tested it out. I was so intrigued by this. I went to, I got the GitHub Copilot AI, and I said, write some code that does this. And it did it. So
that's amazing.
And it worked. And it
did it. I was going to say, did it do well?
And it output. I mean, it wasn't complicated or anything, but like if you know what you want, part of the thing of the developer of the future is going to be knowing how to write these queries but it's your coding will be done in plain English. Render this, access this database, output these, filter this, capitalize these things. When the user clicks this, have it do that. And I think that is absolutely fascinating. And anybody can code now.
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, that's, that's the caveat to the AI, right? It's like used properly, it can be a really awesome resource and tool, just like anything else. But then, people use it for different reasons. And, but for coding, yeah, it's right? Really nice and helpful.
AI to create art from other people's art is questionable.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world.
Sure.
But things like I have used AI to get a rough idea of a composition of like, hey, show me what it would look like if this, that, the other, and the thing. And then, yeah, I know it's like I look at it and then I review it. But for the most part, I'm not going to see. The only way I'm going to know if it works or not is I'm going to run it,
right?
Process it, and then I do QA on it, not the code itself, but the output of the code.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of different ways to do things, and I know, Ansa, we're being super nerds and talking like beeble bob, beeble bob.
Well, but here's what I can contribute to that. Yeah. AI is as perhaps it's being used for great things all the time, and I don't know. My only interactions with it that I'm conscious of are people stealing other people's art while destroying third world countries and despoiling the shit and disenfranchising the shit out of people by a massive uninvited use of power. I'm sure it's being used for something good. However, I just pulled my kid out of their high school because their high school was committed to turning the kids over to the AI. They're like, why would we pay for teachers when we can just wouldn't it be great if we could get the AI to tailor a program for your kids? And I was like, why would I pay for my child to be educated by not even a robot? A robot implies a thing, a centralized intelligence that's doing its best, but a nebulous and entirely an entirely decentralized entity. I'm just going to let the internet teach my kid. Absolutely fucking not. So we pulled our kid out of their high school because that is the worst expression of but won't it be great when we can automate everything? Because America's doing so well at taking care of its teachers already. Let's make sure that they can be devalued 100% and told that they can be replaced by decentralized non-intelligence. Absolutely not. So, like I said, I'm sure it's getting used for something good, but I don't see it. I only see the places where it's immediately hurting the planet and the people around me. So, sorry to be that Luddite.
That is greed.
Yeah.
Using
That's where I say,
AI
like, it's one of those that you can use for good or for evil.
is bad.
Yeah.
Any time an instance done for greed as opposed to making the world a better place. This is why I'm really looking forward to this end stage capitalism situation that we're in right now. That's the bright side.
So Oliver just started kindergarten this year. My son, my 5-year-old, broke my heart, but also so excited for him. So when we were in orientation, I truly just loved it so much. So we knew that they were like, going to be using tech and stuff like that. And they actually have like kid coding classes. So like,
Nice.
they build a robot and code it themselves and stuff like that. And that's super cool. But one of the things that they talked about, and I just thought it was really cool because everybody's always growing and learning, right?
Yeah.
Is the principal. So this is a public charter school. So it's not a private school, but it's also not a full, public, like we're zoned for type of school. So one of the things in orientation was the principal was like, last year we were very tech heavy. They were on, the iPads and the computers a lot and stuff like that. And they were like, we just really want to make sure that they are still getting that, that individual like creativity from the brain, book learning, like things like that. So they actually backtracked, and this year they're cutting back on some of their tech so that they can still be getting it. And I just thought that was just really cool that like they even like took something and learned themselves, and then now they're changing it to like, you know what, last year we noticed that was a lot of tech, and we still want to have some of that, just raw, read a book, look at the board, do the thing. And so this year they've cut back on it. And I was like, that's awesome, because you're growing just like the rest of us and learning from past things. And so, yeah, I just thought that was a really
and
neat.
not just pushing forward on but what a savings,
Exactly.
What a savings.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Rich people don't put their kids in schools where they're being taught by robots. Rich people don't let their kids, like people that are functioning in that level. My brother is like a super, high tech, like, yes, they have all the most current, whatever, Silicon Valley things, but like they spend all day hiking and climbing and have very limited screen time, because people who can afford to spend the money don't spend it on that. Yes. Thank you. By Crafty Sammer. What a savings. It's like, they know that what your kid actually needs is to get dirty and climb rocks and learn the consequences of the material environment.
I want that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Look at you guys, you're so smart.
That's like one of the, that's one of the beautiful things that I really, really, really love about Renaissance Festival. Go to a Renaissance Festival. You are not, yes, people have their phones and taking pictures and stuff. You're not going to find a bunch of tech. You can't, that is real people with real talents doing real things. And, that's the kind of stuff that I want my kids to see. I just think it's really cool. And implementing tech as well. Cause like Mab and I said, like we do, code. There is a need for tech.
Yes, we love it when the square doesn't go down for the entire site. Because if you're trying to run $1 million worth of commerce through Square, as just happened in Maryland this weekend, and Square went down, not just the local Square, but like somebody apparently, like one of Trinket's friends called in and was like, what's going on? And they're like, what are you guys doing in Crownsville, Maryland? Like, you're destroying our network because we're not ready to keep up. And they're like, it is the 48th year of the Maryland Ren Fair. Did you not see it coming?
Seriously.
But apparently they put this is the first year that the entire food court has been like,
yeah, that's true.
So that's millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of meat and crepes and, and corn and all of that stuff. And so, yes, in the context of a hands-on human built craft environment, yes, we want the tech to serve the people. We just don't want it to be the other way around.
No, I 100,000 million bazillion % concur. Tech should serve people. Tech should enable people to be more people-y.
Yes. There are better jugglers than Paulo who are robots. And you know what? They're not funny at all. Like, you can make a machine do what he does when it comes to predict a trajectory and catch it flawlessly every time. that is not what is interesting about his show. You know,
and
like
then I'm going to program his entire show into the patter and then give it a funny hat.
Yes.
Some shoes.
Yeah,
and
like
I'll call it Paulo 2.0. I'll make millions.
Millions.
In the comments, looks like I might get to meet Mrs. Twitchmod soon, which I'm looking
forward to.
Yeah, I am.
Wow.
That's great.
I still can't. When's the big date there, Tamba? Yeah, but can it work off a crowd? Yeah, absolutely. The improv programming from the standard Paulo quips. I've seen his show 2 billion times.
I mean, Mab and I could actually do his entire show, except for the juggling, but we could, you know, word for word, we could pick up with our other hand and run hand in hand to the hospital. Like, we know his whole show, but what we don't know is how he's going to react when, you know,
yes,
somebody's naked baby runs across the stage or whatever.
I mean, there's the standard list of quips. Yeah, no, I like I said, I want the stuff to enable us to be better.
Yes, absolutely.
And as Dr. Andy said, like, yes, we want the tech to make the fair more able to be itself, not to make it a tech fair, you know. Even hilariously, even steampunk events where the concept of tech is built into the aesthetic, they still have a really analog hands-on feel because we crave, you know, in a world of weird Tesla trucks, like we crave things that look handmade and hand wrought interaction. I have another practical question for you, Maker Smythes here. So is there like a standard in a wide world of holiday ornament? Are there like standard blanks and stuff that I should be, for expediency's sake, should I be trying to fit my aesthetic into a, like, buy these, you know, round wooden things that fit into the chomper, or is it completely wide open? Because I tend to do really well if there's a parameter inside which I'm fitting my aesthetic.
You can do either.
Google. Show me a thing that is modeled after, that is a thing that you like, and we will get to those parameters. But anything that is an SVG, you do the artwork, I will make it fit to whatever you want.
Sure, but I know
that doesn't help you.
Like everything that I, you know, like if I'm making a potato print, the parameter is it has to fit inside the confines of what a potato can do. Therefore, I know what I'm doing. I'm not trying to breed a better potato that will allow me to make a wild and crazy print, right? Like with block prints, there's
can we revisit that idea?
Huh?
Can we revisit the breeding of a potato to make
sure, yes. Okira, saint of potatoes, please bring me a bigger, better, most badass potato. Like for example, what I'm thinking right now is it would be fun for me to, if I had what are essentially round, flat medallions that could have shapes cut out of them, be they of acrylic or wood or whatever, that I can make cryptids out of, because that's, you know, like, because what I want is more Mothman in my Yuletide, right?
Yeah,
so,
dude, I'm here for that.
You know, I just, again, it's like, if those rounds exist, then I can save myself time and learning by fitting my concept into the existing thing. Hey, hi, just some guy from Tennessee.
Hey,
Tennessee. Woohoo.
Hello, my neighbor.
Clever guy.
So I'm going to an event in Nashville in September, outside of Nashville, actually, at Montgomery Bell State Park. It is a medieval-y event for a foam fighting thing.
Nice.
It is.
It looks like it's going to be fun.
My calendar.
Ansa, I think I should help you with round or square.
Right, like.
Do you want round or square?
It's Mothman. I want round because round feels like a Christmas ornament without being a sphere.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that would be really cute. Yeah.
Yep. Like, think coaster size.
Okay.
I would go.
I love that I have. Thank you, Victoria London Fog. Create an ornament with Mothman's butt on it. Hey, listen, like, you know,
Probable for luck.
technically, anywhere that there's the Mothman, their butt follows shortly behind. So, what I didn't know, I just found out that apparently there's a live cam on the Mothman statue at all times.
Yeah, that's
Really?
On multiple occasions, people have watched me on, you know, in live time go and shake Mothman's hand and talk to Mothman and, you know, pat the butt, all that stuff. Oh, just some guy from Tennessee would like to know what color the gummy owl bear was last night. If it was revealed, they had to drop off early and missed.
It was not revealed. We didn't get to Candyland. But I love this concept of a gummy owl there. I don't know if we're actually going to make it to Candyland or not. Things got a little hairy last night.
Some chibi cryptids. Also, so now we're going to use your wacky tech, you two, to cut gummy ornaments. So it'll like be, instead of acrylic, it'll be made out of like Swedish fish material, but it'll be.
I can actually etch that stuff.
Can you really?
Oh, that's true. That's a good idea too.
Like the Turkish delight, the way you wish it tasted from the old fairy tales,
right? Oh. I think what you've got on your sketchbook is going to work.
Okay.
And we can make, and I don't want to overwhelm you with options.
Yes, I kind of want to be. What I'm looking for is useful limitations, because I have such a limited amount of time to accomplish what I need to accomplish.
And I don't know if you saw this that I made.
Oh, cool.
This is a tile.
Yeah.
And a lot of people take round tiles or hexagonal tiles.
Yeah.
And make ornaments out of them. I just wanted a long subway tile.
Sure, because of course that suits the anatomical wonder. Are there like, I guess you can just drill a hole in it using your equipment, huh? Or
people put
hooks or something
on the back, a hook and a loop.
Okay.
So that is an option.
Okay.
My laser is right beside me, so I'm going to quickly cut out a couple circles so you can get an idea of sizes.
Great.
Just because I'm.
And of course, the cost element is a part of this that I don't know anything about. Because when I cut things out by hand, the cost factor isn't really the paper; it's my time, right? Like I can cut one thing out to make a piece of art, but I can't cut 1,000 of them out by hand and have it be a good use of my time in a hungry hippo world. Like I can't charge what it's worth for me to spend 15 minutes on one thing. So like knowing sort of, I'll have to do some legwork in terms of like, what is the pricing on these things? And also y'all's time, because I appreciate your generosity of spirit, but I recognize that you also need money, people. We need money in order to live. That's the shape of the thing. So,
Okay.
Oh, speaking of money, I want to thank everybody who has thrown in on Dr. Freaky's GoFundMe. They haven't been able to make a post about it yet, but they got up to like $5,200 or something, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, which is great, because the whole procedure is going to cost about 10. They went in, they got the bone graft. They went in yesterday for their checkup, and everything looks great. And those of you that know the journey that this young man has been on know that it's never that straightforward. It's always like, if there's a bad side effect or something, he's always had to deal with whatever that was. So the fact it just worked, it was great.
Yep. That's a first.
Thank you.
So yay.
Yeah, it's really fantastic that he just like had a thing done and it worked like it does for regular people.
Because it's amazing.
Yeah, in a long life of 10 years of complications, it's awesome. They're like, okay, now it needs to basically the whole thing needs to rest while his body incorporates all the bone that they added. And then in February they go in and do the next part. And then a couple months later they do the next part.
He has the sinus lift too. I know Magnus is getting a sinus lift.
Is he?
Yeah.
He has not needed that yet.
Yeah.
Knock on bone or whatever.
Knock on bone.
Yeah, whatever it is. I do have a really good friend here in Richmond who Sherry Mab. She got a liver transplant yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
Not a small thing at all.
It's a very big deal. And they
I mean, this is what happens.
Yeah, she's another one of those people who has always had to deal with an inordinate amount of medical complications to the point where, she's the fittest person that I know, and her liver still went. So she and her donor are both, they made it through the night and they are in recovery now. And it's pretty amazing. Right?
Now,
and
you can liver, don't they cut off part of it and then transplant part of it and then your body regrows it?
Yeah, what's amazing is that her donor is this really nice guy, Andrew, who donated 2/3 of his liver was removed and put into her.
Whoa.
And then, so he is in just as much recovery as her, but different. So now his body will regrow his liver back and hopefully her body will accept his liver. She'll have to take whatever drugs to keep her body from fighting it. But then eventually her body will go, oh, I guess this is working better.
Sticking around for a while, so we'll just hang on.
Right? Stunning. So
that's
anyways,
incredible.
Speaking of anatomy and candy, as Victorian London Fog was talking about. So yeah. Hi everybody. If anybody's just tuning in right now, you are watching Makers Be Making It Crafty here, the ever-changing craft show with your substitute hosts today, Mab, Nina Lee, and me, Madam Ansa. Normally it's Cubby and Shoshi, but they're off doing big rock star
really awesome things.
So I might have to drop early. I have a friend is commissioning me to do some laser work for them. We were supposed to do some work yesterday, but their work came up and was super busy. And he just texted me. He is actually coming over today. So I'm going to hop up a little early, but
make that money, Mab.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I will say I love commissions, and that's how this Hobbits for Harris button came about, because of the beautiful and talented Woot. Sarah Chappell was like, "Hey, can you make this?" And I said, "Yes."
Oh, really? Those are Karis. Oh, that's so great.
Yes,
that's awesome. I love that.
I do have them available on my. You can pick them up, $1 a piece or whatever. You can pick them up on my Ko-Fi, which is, I think, Ko-Fi Mab. Here it is. Boop.
Awesome.
I have a little Ko-Fi store there to kind of help. I do accept commissions.
Victorian London Fog is also asking after Murder Beast.
Oh, that sweet little buddy. Oh, he is sacked out with the big man right now. They are relaxing. He is so cute, though. He's all right. Don't tell Magnus this, but I came in the room the other day and they were both passed out on the couch, and it was so cute. The cat was like mouth open, kind of sleeping kitty, which we all know a mouth open sleeping kitty is the cutest sleeping kitty.
Adorable.
And Magnus had been watching cat TV with Murder Beast.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. And he had fallen asleep with the remote, and he is out cold, and they look like two unconscious little cuddly big things. I kind of want to share. I did take a picture, and I felt like a little guilty taking a picture. but this is one of those, like, I want to remember this moment forever. They are so cute. Do you ever sneak pictures of
I
your?
actually have a habit of taking pictures of Paulo asleep because he works so hard, like 18 hours a day, every day of every day, that when he actually slows down and it's like all of like, if he just powers down completely. Oh my God, that's so cute.
Oh, that is so sweet.
If I was the big man, I'd be like, how dare you? Oh, the cat's so cute.
I know, I told him, I was like, look, man, I gotta.
Yeah, no, that's pretty adorable. For the record, I have a hilarious picture of Paulo dead asleep, naked, but he had been falling asleep reading the player's handbook. So he fell asleep in his doctor's lap. And I was like, I just need you to imagine this. This is the only fans no one will ever see. But he's just.
I mean, we could definitely like blur out anything.
Do some blur.
I would like very much to see this photo.
It's entirely, I mean, it's entirely legal. It's just, it's like he's just.
This needs to be shared on our channel, on our Instagram, our DM, Hard at Work.
Yes.
Danger Daddy. Danger Daddy.
I can see Nina Lee's just thinking about it, like, what? It was pretty hilarious. Speaking of the subject of cute kitties, we are currently fostering a bunch of kittens, as we are wont to do. They are tiny. They are 6 weeks old. And they are from some horrible feral, situation. So they're holed up in the bathroom. There's 4 of them, actually. 3 are tiny little babies who are 6 weeks old, little tigers. And then one is named Ripley from named after Alien. And she is 12 weeks old. And she's like, her eyes are like, she lives in full feral kitten PTSD. So they're in the downstairs bathroom. So the thing is, we have to go in and like, you sit down, you pick them up, you put them in your lap. Once they stop shaking with fear, they start purring. Because in order for anyone to want to adopt them, because they have to go and like present well at an adoption event. And if they just hide in the corner, they're so small, 2 kittens can hide behind a roll of toilet paper, so you have to like go in and find them and like get them acculturated. So, and man, does it reek in there, because 4 kittens is a very busy litter box.
Very much so.
Yeah. So that's been our project this week. Because, of course, the kids are good with animals, particularly the little animal whisperer. So we've just been working on trying to get them adoption ready.
That's awesome.
Oh, yes. Thank you. He's a pretty fella. It'll be our little secret.
For sure.
I think of him as when he's not just playing a clown on stage, he's my beautiful darling.
Okay, so here's
your blanks.
Here's your blank options. That
2-inch, 3-inch.
I've got 2.5.
Yeah.
Let's see. What did I do? 2.5, 3, 3.5.
Okay.
The standard size you see is 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you don't have to do it on screen if it's not conveniently available, but like a sense of like what each of those blanks cost in terms of material, because I assume you're like cutting them out of a larger sheet of pressed molybdenum.
Yeah, and
that stuff is.
Mab may have a better idea. Like I said, my laser was here and on, and I was like, well, let me just cut out some sizes, see what it looks like.
Yeah, it'd be good for me to get a sense of the materials cost, and your time or whatever. Because here's what I'm definitely not going to do: going to buy some piece of equipment in the next 4 months. You know what I have to do? I have to buy a roof for one end of my house. That's the equipment I'm going to buy.
So exciting.
Yes, and it's always fun to like take up a roof and see what's underneath. It's not always much worse than you thought.
Never, right?
It's always worse than you thought. You dug a 3-foot hole. Ooh.
Wow, that is not a light job.
Does that mean you're just burying half of a person?
That's what I was just thinking.
I just saw on Instagram where these 2 friends did a photo shoot of like their big like crime friends or whatever, and one of them, they have like a body like wrapped up, and they have it with their shovels, and they're like all dressed like, it's like a very what's the old what Earl Had to Die, that song. It was very much like that. It was hilarious. They were like, no bodies were actually harmed, or were they?
I actually just tried to put #murder math, and the filters wouldn't let me post murder math. But it would be Post Murder Beast, which is weird because it's its actual name.
That's interesting.
And unfortunately, our friend was actually burying their cat. So let's all take a moment to acknowledge that was very hard.
Oh, that is very, very hard.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's never, ever, ever easy.
So when my old cat Ash passed, he was 18, and I adopted him in Asheville. Ansa helped me acquire this cat because the night before I went to visit her, I was kicked out of my bed by a mouse. And I get down to Asheville, and I was telling Ansa the story over sushi with a friend of hers, Alexander, gave me this cat. He's like, I've got some cats that'll help you. Anyways, I adopted Ash. We were friends for 15 years. And he passed away a few years ago. And Magnus, who's got a strong archaeology background, dug a cairn and lined it with stones.
Wow.
So he had a stone-lined tomb for Ash. I got a special basket to keep him in. We put him in with his collar, a couple of toys. It was a funeral fit for a king. And then Magnus made a dolmen, which is a stone structure, Irish stone structure, to mark the cairn. So that's, I get it, Evelyn. We worship them like the kings and queens they are, so they should have a burial fit for them. We keep a LED candle burning for him there. Murder Beast goes out and says hi every now and then.
Aww.
I can see it out of my window when I'm working. So yeah, Ash was one of my best friends. I loved him.
Yeah, Mab took that real hard.
Totally understandable. It's a hard one.
You know, not everybody's cat people. But a fundamental guiding principle for me as a person is the concept of personhood. You know, like chickens are people. They're not human people, but they're people. And you know, they have in their chickeny way, they have hopes and dreams and pleasures, and it's like, if you can extend the courtesy of personhood to everybody, it just makes life a little more meaningful, you know?
Absolutely. I kind of in the same respect. It was a pup, but he had him he was, let's see, it would have been 12, I guess he was. And he had developed cancer, and it was a very, very quick thing. And I took that very, very hard. He was with me from the beginning when I was single and all that. I mean, he was, he was my dude.
So I touching on Evelyn, I know you're doing text to talk. So Ash, in his last years, or the last little bit of his awesome existence, he was just wasting away. He just kept getting skinnier and skinnier, and he ate, we had this rule that he could eat whatever he wanted. And so he learned how to say chicken. Ash was a smart guy. He was an orange cat.
That's incredible.
So he was a weirdo, but he was a smart guy. He goes, chicken, chicken. And I was like, okay, you get chicken. If you say chicken, you get chicken. So we would order delivery of rotisserie chickens.
That's amazing.
And he would eat almost the entire thing in the course of a day. And that is a lot of food for a cat.
That is so sweet. I love that.
He loved listening to me play ukulele. He was there when I learned how to play. He would hear me playing. He would come running and sit on my lap while I was practicing ukulele. I have a video that I took of some of his last moments of sitting on my lap, like 2 days before. Yeah, exactly. Basically starving to death, no matter what you did. Like he couldn't control his bladder. We had bath mats down everywhere, rubber backed bath mats that kind of took care of. You could just throw those in the washing machine. Yeah.
Oh, I should do that for all these kittens, man.
There you go.
You want them to learn to use the litter box.
It's true. It's true.
Somebody who knew how to use the litter box and was leaking.
Yeah. They keep the little guys they definitely hit the litter box, but again, there's so many of them. I think that then they go, yeah, and for some reason their alternate is pooping in the tub, which is great. I'm grateful in the cleaning up after little kitten's point of view, because it's literally the most hosable surface. It has a downward sloping drain, but it is the antithesis of a litter box. So I don't know what makes them decide that cold, smooth, white porcelain is nature's second best. Like, isn't that weird? That's weird.
That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
21 years.
Dang.
Wow.
Old enough to buy booze.
Her owner moved out of state, never came back for her. Wow.
They're lost.
I actually had to lose cats that way. I adopted a cat in college, which don't ever do. Thinking that I could bully my parents into letting me keep her. But they did not like cats, which speaks lengths. I was like, yeah, but I can't, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, you got to keep her somewhere else. And it was hard, but I was like, hey, can you guys watch her? And then at the end of summer, I was like, look, guys, it's not cool to have to do that every time I come home. I'm going to miss her. Are you guys okay? I'm not trying to abandon her. Oh, geez. Longer than you were married. Wow.
Aww. It's not nearly as meaningful, but I actually had a Cuisinart that lasted longer than my first marriage.
Same.
And I was married for a really long time the first time, and I was like, damn, that Cuisinart had some miles. It went through everything I went through and kept going. So the other thing I'm doing over here is that I am working on, Nina Lee and I have been working on making like new versions of Paulo's banners and stuff for the stage, because Mab suggested a banner place that prints on canvas. And while there's a part of me that really enjoys hand lettering all the banners and stuff, which is the part that is proud to be my mother's daughter, the part of me that has no friggin' time does not want to spend 40 hours lettering a banner, only to need to go paint another banner. So we've been working on that, and I have a million sketches of that. And I'm also working on the next pin for his stuff. I don't know what's going to actually see the light of day, but there's versions of I Voted for the Onion.
Oh, love it. Yes. Oh, that's awesome.
So, vote, or just vote Onion, depending if you want, which we want to be, because there's a thing now in Maryland, it doesn't come up because it's not a tipping fair for anybody that comes to visit there. But tipping,
we just read that.
Yeah, hat fairs. There's a whole other, like, entertaining is one thing. Entertaining in a way that the audience is excited to tip you and make your day more worth your time. Like a nice fair like Maryland, Paulo gets paid a living wage and he cannot accept tips. Right? Like, you can sell merch, but like it's built into the ticket price that the owners don't want people to get asked for money all day, every day, by every time you go to a show and every time you go to a pub or whatever. Some fairs are built that way. Some fairs depend on tips. We do very well on tips because Paulo is very entertaining, and his hat lines are funny and complex. They're not just saying, "Oh my God, I'm so pretty. Can you tip me?" Because these costumes don't pay for themselves, which is my favorite hat line I've ever heard. That made me want to punch that dancer. But that's just me. But his hat lines are generally pretty clever. One of the things is that when an audience glimpse into psychology, once you have made him eat an onion on stage, most people are like, all right, yeah, I probably owe that guy a couple bucks, because they literally had some say. They could have tried to protect him from the revolting outcome. And given that they didn't, and they advocated for him to eat the onion, those folks often feel like maybe I should tip that guy. And if you got 400 people in the audience, you know, that can add up. So obviously we want them to want to make him eat the onion, but they still had the choice to not be that person. Kind of like all the Patreon saints. So, you know, it is fun. And so, yeah, so there's the, I voted for the onion.
Really cute.
I'm just trying to figure it out. It's like, you know, pins, trying different formats. I was like, what if it was a triangle? You know, just like trying to figure out how text fits in. And basically, here's the thing I've learned from years of making merch for vaudeville acts. Like, you can only do so many things with a bunch of crossed knives before they all look the same. You know, every juggler's pins are going to look the same.
Yeah.
There's only so many things you can do with a whip and have it be legible and have it, you know, make sense on a...
Makes sense, yeah.
The onion offers something that you probably won't see on any other juggler's merch. So it has that going for it.
I think that's great. Goes along with like the cats. Like, you don't see anybody else that have the
exactly
9 cats. That's not a common thing.
Exactly. So, you know, and people be like, I haven't even seen the show, but I like cats. I'll buy that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Pick up a few incidental sales from onion fans.
We love it.
I voted for the onion every time I made a meal and sauteed a bunch of onions. Well, I'm going to have to sign off early, too, because I have to go retrieve Zip Flash from an appointment. Paula did the drop off. I'm doing the pickup so that Paula could go to the gym to do the juggler maintenance that is required to do his job.
Maintenance.
Yeah. Got to keep those guns oiled, as it were. As Victoria's London Fog says, gun fact.
Gun fact.
Right. Well, good luck with your commission, Mab. And also, I want to make a shout out to the fact that Reverend Tommy said that he likes to do commissions too. And I will be picking both of y'all's brains probably a little bit more if you're willing to help me figure out this brave, new, undiscovered country of how to take the things I like to make and put them in a form that more people can enjoy them at a price they can afford.
We can help you there, Mab.
All right. Well, thanks to everybody. I'm going to run and go retrieve the kid. Have a lovely rest of your crafting show. And if I don't see you sooner, I know that a certain somebody who lives at my house is going to be appearing in the show tonight. So if you're going to be there for that, you will see some fancy schmancy.
What's the show tonight?
It's the horror show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Gothic horror.
Gothic horror. Yep.
Yeah, it's like set in Savoy era France. So
nice.
Background of war, bloodshed, rebellion, that sort of thing. And lots of love to you, Evelyn. I know that it's a big day. So, all right, I got to bow out. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, my dear.
He's French accent.
I'm trying.
Oh, man. Yeah. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. Like I said, I'm waiting for the friend to show up, and I might just drop myself. We have been here for an hour, a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's a good effort.
I say so. I'd say for filling in for the fabulous hosts that there are, that we hopefully kept you entertained for a little over an hour.
And thank you guys so much for joining us while we're making things. And you know, I will say I'm the kind of ADHD person that's not going to make a thing for myself.
Yep.
I'm the kind of person that will make something if somebody needs it or wants it. So I did that.
Yes.
You are welcome, Dr. Andy, and reach out on our Discord channel. I can do this. What's the code for Discord?
Here you go. I got you right here.
Discord. We're awkward on their typing, and we're not the super tech folks.
Could do some things.
All
right.
I'm going to play some credits or some business, but I will say thanks again for dropping in, and I will see you tonight. You know our schedule. Tune in.
Gothic horror at 9 o'clock tonight, guys. Y'all come back. Be super fun.
Oh wait, here's the schedule. Boop.
Hey, boom. Yes.
So what do we got? We got Gothic Horror Gaming at 9 p.m. Thursday. We have Flash Phantasmagoria, but I think that's not happening this week.
I don't think it's happening, but the show of the week should be.
The show of the week is the bonus show of Reverend Tommy hopping on and making stuff.
Love it.
Yes, and then Monday is Modern Music with Lady Prudence. Tuesday a.m. Sonnets of Shakespeare. Tuesday p.m. 8 p.m. Curse the Feywild. We are back, and who knows how dead everyone will be at the end of ours' reign of terror. And then we're back again on Wednesday with Crafting with the Crew. You know the deal. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Keep it crafty. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.